that's probably like how self-love works. And that made me realize that I never like really loved myself enough to take care of myself in that way. Hi sweeties, welcome back to the channel. I had just started filming this video and I started talking about, you know, all this stuff that is very personal, and then I realized that I was using a memory card that wasn't working for some reason, so I didn't record anything. I mean, usually it would be okay, but I mean, it's gonna be okay anyway, but like I was all like mentally prepared to start talking about personal, very personal mental health stuff. And now I'm starting again, so I hope I'm not like too awkward, but I just want this video to be a conversation, like as if you were here with me just chatting about our lives and mental health and stuff. Because basically last year I posted a couple of videos about having an eating disorder and having anxiety and possibly depression, and I haven't really properly like addressed it since then. I've made a few comments, you know, on Instagram or on YouTube during other videos, but I hadn't like really sat down and spoken to you, mostly because, you know, this is something that is hard to talk about. It is very personal and kind of scary to talk about, and also because I felt like I hadn't made enough progress and things were kind of still similar. You know, there wasn't much to talk about, and I feel like now there is a lot to talk about and a lot of things have changed. Still, I wasn't like too sure whether to post this video or not, because part of me thinks it could be helpful for someone else that struggles or have struggled with anxiety, depression, disordered eating, etc, etc. And for me personally, I find it very helpful when I watch YouTube videos of people that are going through similar things. So part of me was like, yeah, I should definitely talk about it because it can help someone. But another part of me was like, it is very personal, and I have gotten a lot of shit before for oversharing on YouTube. However, I do love to overshare, and because I really feel like you're my friends, even though sometimes people don't like that I overshare. So I was like, what do I do? So I did what any responsible adult would do, and I asked you guys on Instagram what I should do. And so far, 90% of you said, yeah, I should go ahead and post it because it's helpful. So here I am. I made some soup, by the way, for us. I just learned yesterday, well, it's kind of like my recipe. I've learned how to make this mug soup in the microwave. So basically I put like rice noodles, seaweed, soy sauce, and like a half a stock cube. And then I put it in the microwave for a little bit. And it's delicious. It tastes like Thai food, I think. And it's really, really tasty. So I made that, so, you know, it feels like homey and stuff when we're having a cup of soup together in the summer. Anyway, before we start, please subscribe because I post new videos twice a week. Oh yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I've changed the channel art a little bit and I'm very excited about that. And I've added a few different things like to my editing, and I am now officially posting videos every Tuesdays and Fridays, which I'm really excited about. It's kind of like a new chapter on my channel, and yeah, I'm happy about that. So subscribe, activate your notifications, and give us a thumbs up, because look at this thumbs up graphic, like seriously, I deserve it. Okay, so let's go back to 2019. In 2019, I started CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, if I'm not mistaken. And I started therapy through the NHS, which, if you're not from England, I don't know if you know, but it's the National Health System, which is basically like free healthcare that everybody has. And it's such a wonderful, wonderful, magical thing, and I am so grateful for everybody that works for the NHS, because they're fucking like angels, especially now with the pandemic and everything. It's fucking amazing. So I was going to this therapy, was being a bit helpful, but I was still really struggling, and this is embarrassing, but I eventually got kicked out of therapy. So basically, because it's NHS, they have, in this case at least, they had certain rules, like for them not to spend money on people that like are not gonna show up for therapy, kind of thing. So apparently, if you missed 2 sessions, you would like lose your right to have that therapy. But I didn't know about that. And as you know, when you have depression and anxiety and stuff, sometimes it's very hard to get out of bed and get your shit together to actually do stuff, especially therapy, because it's, you know, it's especially hard to talk about your feelings. Well, at least for me. Well, I find it easy to talk about my feelings when it's like love and friendship and good things, but when it's like about my mental health and things I struggle with, I find it very hard to talk about it. So I did miss 2 appointments and got kicked out. Then I didn't go to therapy for many months. And when quarantine started, my mental health started getting a lot worse because I was home, and all the things that I would do to like relieve my stress, like going out even just for a walk, which now we are allowed to do, but at first like we weren't allowed to go to parks or anything like that, or you know, just meet up with friends or travel. I really enjoy traveling, and I know it's a privilege to be able to like make myself feel better from my anxiety by traveling. I mean, a lot of people can't do that, so like I'm very thankful. But like basically all the things that I used to do to make me feel better and to, you know, to cope with my anxiety were suddenly gone, and I was just stuck at home like reading comments. And although most of you are lovely, you know, I do get like a few hate comments sometimes, like shit's better now, but I am kind of different. Like I'm married to someone that is a woman and is a lot older than me. That's like the main reason why I get hate, but also for like having an accent, having colorful hair, blah blah blah, like being gay. So I am a bit different, and sometimes like I'm kind of like an easy target because because I'm like different in so many ways. So meh, whatever. And I'm usually fine because I know that, and I know that I'm a good person. But when you're depressed and you have anxiety and you're just stuck at home for quarantine and you're reading all this stuff, and you know, it's very hard. So I got really quite bad at some point of quarantine. And I think for like a couple of months I would just stay in bed watching Netflix all day. And I know sometimes this type of thing can sound like laziness, but I've spoken to my current therapist, which I'm gonna talk about in a second, and I've talked to other people who also have depression and stuff, and I've realized that not being able to do things, especially not being able to do the things you actually love and that used to make you happy, that's a symptom of depression. And I used to just stay in bed all day, and even like small little things, if I had to like sit up, or if like I had to get up to go to the kitchen to get myself some food and stuff, that would almost like hurt. Like it was so hard to even like think of getting up. Like sometimes I would eat in bed, basically like almost laying down, because just the thought of like sitting up or like not having my head resting against something would be so painful. And it sounds pretty dramatic, but that's how I felt, and I hated myself for it, because for most of my life I've been more of a workaholic type of person, you know, especially because I love my job, I love YouTube, and I love music, I love like my masters that I'm studying in songwriting, I love all the stuff that I do, you know, I love my wife, I love my dog and my cat, like I have a really nice life, but still, like I was just laying in bed and couldn't do anything, and I felt so worthless and lazy, and I was just disgusted at myself. And at the time I didn't really realize that it was because of depression. I just thought I was a piece of shit. But I know now that, you know, it was because of depression. Yeah, I was really struggling, and poor Eileen, like I was giving her a hard time, because I would be like, I wouldn't want to get up for anything. I would be asking her like, can you bring me food like in bed and stuff. It was pretty bad, you know, and it's not easy on the other person as well when you're living with someone, especially when they're like stuck at home with you and they can't get out because it's quarantine. So bless her, she's being super supportive though. So eventually, after a few months of being like that, I don't know exactly how long. I think 2 months. I still managed to post on YouTube, because I mean, if I don't post, I don't eat. But I wasn't like posting as often as I do, and I was doing everything last minute. And don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed doing it. Once I actually got myself out of bed, I loved it. I mean, I love talking to you. I love filming videos and doing creative stuff. I really love it. But for me, the hard part was actually getting out of bed. That was the main hurdle, actually getting up. And I was also sleeping so much. I was sleeping like at least 12 hours a day. So I was really struggling. And I thought, you know what, I need to go back to therapy. And, everything was closed and stuff because it was lockdown. So I decided to start having therapy online. Yeah, and that's what I did. That was about like 2 months ago. Yeah, I started doing therapy, and although it was online, I thought it was like very, very serious. Like, I have a session with my therapist once a week, and it's an hour-long session. And apart from that, I'm able to like send her messages or voice notes, like whenever, and she always gets back to me. So if I'm struggling and it's not like a therapy day, I can send her a voice message and she will get back to me, or even like book me in sooner. And my therapist, in my opinion, is really, really great. I think she has like many years of experience and stuff. And like, just in the first few sessions, I already started feeling a huge, huge difference. Like, it really changed my life, like going to therapy. I'm sorry. This is not supposed to be a mukbang. But basically, talking to my therapist, we've realized that I do have depression, and that's why I was just staying in bed all day. It wasn't because I'm lazy. And that was really, really significant, for me to know that, I'm not like just a lazy shit. I had depression. Because before that, I had never been like that. I mean, I remember before the channel like grew so much, I used to work 2 jobs plus YouTube plus university, and I used to post 3 videos a week back then. I wouldn't miss a day, so I know I'm a hardworking person. I know. I mean, when I moved to the UK, I always tell the story. Sorry. But when I moved to the UK, I had like 20 pounds. Like, I had nothing to eat for a while. I lived in a room with 4 other people. I was really, really fucking poor. And I managed to work hard and put myself through university. I'm doing my master's now. I managed to grow my YouTube channel. And, I am a really, really hard worker. And that's something I've always been like very proud of. And I was really feeling really bad, like thinking I was lazy. So that was something, that my therapist really helped me with. And she also like kind of taught me how to take care of myself. She said something that like literally that phrase changed my whole life. Literally, like, sounds like I'm exaggerating, but really, like, she said that I need to take care of myself as if I were taking care of my child. Like, so make sure I have enough food and I'm eating healthy stuff, like 3 meals a day and snacks in between, and going to bed at a normal hour, waking up at a normal hour, getting some exercise, showering, like having a skincare routine, like brushing my teeth. And I mean, it sounds like obvious stuff, and it probably is for people that aren't struggling with depression, but I wasn't doing a lot of that. And it's hard for me to admit that, but it's the truth. And when she said that, I was like, wow. And then I realized, like, I thought I was alright, but I realized that I wasn't taking care of myself at all. Because I used to be a nanny back in the day, and I looked after the kids, and I think I was good at my job. And then I started thinking, would I have treated those kids I looked after the way I treat myself? And the answer was like, hell no. Like, I wouldn't let them either like starve or binge all day, and stay in bed binging all day, and not shower, and not do like their homework, and stay up until 5 o'clock in the morning and not eat healthy food. And I wouldn't treat them like that. So I realized that that's how I had to think about myself, and that's probably like how self-love works. And that made me realize that I never like really loved myself enough to take care of myself in that way, which, you know, I never realized was a problem. I just thought, you know, it was normal. And yeah, I just need to have higher standards for the way I treat myself, and, you know, for everything, for the things I eat, for the way I live my life. And that was the thing that really changed everything. So now, like, every day when I get up, even if it's really hard, I think, you know, of the kids I used to look after, and I think, okay, think I'm one of them, what would I make them do? So like I get up, you know, I make my bed, I brush my teeth, I do my skincare routine, and I have breakfast. Oh my god, I've never used to have breakfast. I think last time I had breakfast was like, I don't know, when I was a kid and my mom used to make me breakfast. Like, or at hotels and stuff. But I didn't used to eat breakfast. But then, like, at night I would binge my ass off. Does that even make sense, this phrase? So yeah, that really helped. And then we get to the medication part of the video. So I had for, I think, about a year and a half. I think about a year and a half. I had been taking anxiety and depression medication. You know, it's a medication that works for both. I started taking it because of anxiety. Obviously, it's being prescribed to me by a doctor, and I have been taking it properly and everything. And I'm not gonna say which medication it was, because obviously I don't wanna like influence anyone to like self-medicate or anything. Even though I wasn't self-medicated, but you know, I think it's dangerous to go out like saying medication names on YouTube. Anyway, when I said to my therapist the dosage I was on, and that I wasn't really feeling that anxious anymore since taking it, but I was still feeling like super depressed, and I was sleeping 12 hours a day minimum, then she was like, you know, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I don't think that's the right medication for you, and your dosage is so high. Like, you're a small person and you're taking this huge dosage of that, and you're still feeling depressed. I think that might not be the right medication for you, and I think that's what's making you sleep so much. And then I've spoken to my doctor, and I started slowly reducing and trying to get myself off the medication. And there's still probably some of it in my system, but I am actually feeling a lot better. The change has been insane. Basically, I'm not sleeping 12 hours a day anymore. I'm sleeping like 8 or 9 hours, which is like good, right? And I suddenly had like this rush of productivity. Am I saying this right? I suddenly got very productive. And I think that was probably the combination of me doing all the self-care stuff with me reducing my medication. But I was suddenly like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, let me get this stuff done. And I started feeling like that actually like only a week ago, right? I mean, I really hope it stays like this, because in the last week I've been like getting up and let's film, let's do like, let's write music, let's do my schoolwork. Like I redid the art and everything on the channel, and that was like me saying to myself, that's a new chapter. Like, I feel like I've got my shit together now. And it was kind of like a breakthrough, like the last week, or well, the last couple of weeks really. And I've been really excited to do stuff, and I haven't, finally I can say that for a whole week I haven't stayed in bed during the day. I mean, now it's during the day and I'm in bed, but you know, I'm filming a video. But I haven't just like watched Netflix for the whole day, which I think is like great progress. And about my anxiety, not being on the medication, yes, I felt more anxious than when I was on the medication. But I do feel like after therapy, I know more coping mechanisms now. So I've been doing kind of alright. I realized that for me, when I start feeling anxious, like I used to like just sit back and be like, okay, I'm feeling anxious, so like let me watch something to try to calm myself down. But because of the way I am, that I'm like, very into my work and stuff, that made me more anxious. Oh my god, just talking about it, I'm like, ah! Because if I weren't doing the stuff that I was supposed to be doing, that would give me more anxiety because I would be thinking of all the things I should be doing. So for me, when I get anxious, I think the most helpful thing is to start being productive. So like if I feel anxious, like I get up and I start working. Seriously. And I never thought that would be kind of like the best coping mechanism for me. I didn't know that was a coping mechanism at all, but it's been really, really working. Yeah, so things have been a lot better, a lot better. You know, the things are still there, but I think I've learned many ways to cope with everything, and I am feeling much, much, much better. Also, obviously, getting the puppy, and now with like lockdown loosening up and me being able to like take the dog for walks and stuff and like have a picnic outdoors with my friends, that type of thing, that has really helped as well. And also, like, for about a month I have been eating really, really healthy, like healthy food, 90% vegan, 10% vegetarian, 3 meals and 2 snacks every day. I think that really helps, and that helps kind of like keep me in track and like keep me focused like on my routine and stuff. That has been really, really helpful, and like taking the dog for walks every day. And I feel like in a month my mental health has improved like so much. It's like magical. I feel so much better. It's insane. I really hope it like stays this way. I really do. I'm gonna like really make an effort to keep like this. And let's have some soup. Okay, now let's talk about the weight gain. I've mentioned, I think in a couple of videos and on Instagram as well, that I had put on weight, and that was a positive thing because last year at some point, I think it was like, I think around this time of the year actually, like July, August, I was underweight. I was like, well, I posted a whole video about that. I was starving myself, and a few times I made myself throw up and stuff. So, you know, that obviously wasn't healthy physically or mentally, obviously. I put on, I think, 15 pounds more or less, which shouldn't be a big deal at all. And now I am at a healthy weight. I'm not over or underweight. Not that being overweight is necessarily unhealthy, obviously, but anyway, I'm like medically at a healthy weight, and now I am eating really healthy, so that's a very positive thing. The way I got to this weight though wasn't healthy, because when I started eating healthy again, like I am now, I was already at this weight more or less. Yeah, I think I was already at this weight. I haven't been weighing myself that much, you know, because I don't want to get obsessed with it again. So I mostly put the weight back on through binging, which is not healthy, and it's pretty much the only way I put on weight, because I don't know, I have a very high metabolism, so I binged a lot, and that's how I put on the weight. And I did it out of anxiety and depression, but it's a good thing that I'm not underweight anymore. And now I am eating healthy, so hopefully I'll just either keep this weight, or if I, you know, naturally by eating healthier and walking every day, if I lose a little bit of weight but I'm still at a healthy weight, that's good too. But I'm not making like a conscious effort to try to lose weight or anything. I'm just trying to be healthy. So yeah, it happened in an unhealthy way, but it turned out to be like good, and it's all good now. However, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I still struggle with like body dysmorphia type of thing, or I don't even know if it's body dysmorphia or like just hating my body. You know, I don't know if I see it in a way that is not real, or if I just hate it, or if, I don't know. Probably a bit of both. But although I know that it is healthier to be like this than the way I was last year, and I'm much happier now, I still, in the back of my mind, I still like feel like upset about this body. I do, like I feel like I need to like go on a diet right now. But that's, you know, that's the disorder. I don't know if it's okay to call it a disorder, because I don't know, it's that like talking and because I know this is healthier, but I still struggle, like when I look in the mirror, or like when I was watching the video that I posted before this one, the makeover video, and I was in the shower wearing a bikini, and I was like, I'm really not happy, with how I'm looking. But you know, even though I'm feeling like that, I am not gonna make an effort to lose weight. I'm just gonna like be healthy, and I am really trying, you know, to embrace it and to be more positive about it. It's a process, you know, I'm not gonna get there in a day, but yeah, I just wanted to say that I am healthier and better now in that sense, but I'm still struggling with my body image. Okay, it was nice. It was nice to talk to you and to like get all of this out of my chest. Why can't I speak today? Oh my god. Anyway, I really like chatting with you about this. I literally feel like, you know, there's a friend right here talking to me. It's really fun. Yeah, I hope this video helped someone in some way, you know, at least made you feel like you're not alone in dealing with mental health stuff. Or maybe I hope it was entertaining in some way. Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for, honestly, for all your love and support. The good always outweighs the bad, and even when people leave me hate comments, I see you guys like going to my defense and stuff. And not just that, but you know, leaving all the lovely, lovely, sweet comments that you always do, like the oh my god, don't make me get emotional again. But it really means a lot to me. It really does. Like, thank you so much. And you know, I also want to thank my wife for being always there for me and so supportive, and my family, you know, especially my mom. We talk every day on WhatsApp and stuff, and she's also so supportive. And my friends, and seriously, I'm so lucky to have such lovely, lovely, sweet, understanding, insightful people around me. Like, thank you so much. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today. That was a bit intense, wasn't it? Thank you so much for watching, and have a very, very lovely day. Mwah!